So first...
Absolutely.
And I was like...
Let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So, sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Also Podcast Special Edition. We're doing Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. We were planning on just doing season 4, but now we have real life stuff to talk about. So it's going to be everything at this point. I have anxiety thinking about it. It's fine.
Thank God we're recording this late because, like, minute by minute things are happening. So if anything's happening, like, while we're recording this, we're missing it.
I unplugged my phone. I can't handle it anymore. Before we get into all things Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description. And please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Okay. Where do we even start? I'm going to say, besides the first season, this was the best season. Reality TV wise.
Yeah.
Not so much,
personal
for them.
Yeah.
But like to watch as a reality TV junkie, I thought seasons 2 and 3 were boring.
I agree. And I think for the cast themselves, like, yes, some people didn't get what they want to, like, the extreme of their storylines, but we did get a storyline from every person, which I feel like Mayci and Mikayla often got cut out.
Yeah. And Layla gets cut out a lot of the time. So you wouldn't even remember her. You cut her out right out of your brain. I'm kidding.
I loved her so much this season, and people are saying they don't like her, and I'm like, it's because she's black. It's because she's black. I know it.
My two favorites will be Layla and Miranda. Sorry, not sorry about it. Those are my liberal queens. I can't not root for them. And then Whitney is, someone said this to us, and I agree, a comfort Republican for me. She's like my comfort Republican. I hate it. So let's do updates of all the ladies, and then we'll get into everything that happened. So Taylor, we catch her. She's moving with the help of Chase, and they're friends now. She is not dating Dakota. And then we knew this starting the show, but she will soon be the Bachelorette.
Yes.
So that is fun. Whitney, she is back in Mom Talk, which is a story of itself. And she is going to do Dancing with the Stars. And she's back to being friends with Mikayla. So that's exciting.
Huge.
Mikayla, she has a newborn. She still is dealing with her health issues. And she's still having her intimacy issues. My boy Jace still isn't getting his hand chopped. You know what I mean?
Also, I want to put a disclaimer because we put this last season that we look aside of the Jace being 21 and Mikayla being 16.
No, that's
because
terrible.
We just have to.
No,
like,
that
I have
I know
to for the enjoyment of this show.
I acknowledge. I know that that's a thing, but I'm gonna. I can't even think. Ugh. It just makes me angry. And if we're gonna talk about the show, we have to.
So, like, when we talk about that, we're not talking about him being a predator.
Listen,
unfortunately, we're looking aside.
We don't forget. Okay, we know.
We bury it deep, though.
Yeah, but we know it. Mayci, she talks about how Mom Talk is blowing up. She has her book tour. She also has a newborn. Jen also has a newborn because they were all fucking pregnant together. Zach is not doing medical school, but she is doing Dancing with the Stars as well. And she has a contract with Ben Affleck, which if I was Ben, I would get a restraining order instead. But sure, let's do a contract.
That commercial was so funny. That was a good one. Good job, Duncan.
So then Jessie, she is still married to Jordan, the founder of Dad Talk. Layla, all we really get is she's dating Mason, who's Chase's brother, and she had dated Chase at one point. Miranda, she's dating again. She's co-parenting with Chase. She is not dating Chase. Let's get that right there. And she's working on some fitness plan that we never hear about. So
that was so dumb. It gave me Jax Taylor's app. When he filmed all of those scenes for it.
We didn't even get her filming any. It was just like, by the way, I'm doing this. So that must have gotten cut. I have another thing later that got cut that really pissed me off. But
it's like, what was the point of even putting that in the intro then?
No, truly. And then Demi, everyone still hates her. But she's kind of half back for a little bit. I don't know.
She is back on the show, not in the group, because she was really mad at the end of last season.
Yeah, but she gets invited to the Sip and Seed.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Really quick, because this is a big storyline at the beginning. I know you don't want to talk about it, but Dad Talk, okay? Jordan, founder of Dad Talk, that's his only concern.
His baby.
He got Dad Talk to Vanderpump Villa. They got the offer to go. So he tells everyone, at Mayci, Mikayla, and Jen Sip and See, which is a terrible
Not
time.
just at the Sip and See when they're doing the butterfly release for the kids.
Yeah, they're celebrating birth.
Which
and
they
he's
already knew that they were going on this trip, by the way. So, like, choosing this moment to be extra dramatic with the butterflies pissed me off because they leave 2 days later after this.
My favorite was seeing the dad. Like, I was like, I wonder which dads will go. Like, I was
Me
like,
too.
this is the
Me
thing.
too.
Okay, but as they're preparing to leave for the villa, this is like now a thing. Jordan is trying to pressure all the dads to come because they deserve to not ride on the coattails of mom talk, even though that's what dad talk was built on. But
that is the tagline of dad talk, which, like, do it. Like, I don't fault them for, like, riding the coattails. It's the acting like you're doing something for yourself and, like, on your own and building something up. And it's the fact that they constantly tout that they support their wives as breadwinners, yet you are constantly trying to outdo them. And you berate them for being the breadwinner. You can't have both of those things. If you want to be the star, just own it.
It's honestly painful to watch Jordan. He gives me creeps.
Whatever he did with his look, with people are saying he had hair plugs and his hair obviously is longer and his beard. I was like, this made you more villainous. Like, you gave us the caricature of it now too.
Yeah, so all the dads get together to go, like, get new clothes or whatever. Chase is pumped, but he's not dating anyone in Mom Talk. So he's like, I could do whatever I want. And on the flip side, true. Miranda's like, I'm not concerned about dad talk at the villa. I'm not dating any of them.
I love
Mason is going to go. He is dating Layla. And Jordan's like, hey, man, you should still cheat on Layla. Like, your relationship's not going to last anyway.
That is crazy.
Terrible. Which Chase obviously then tells Layla, which is, I like Chase a lot.
Me too.
Me up. So I was like, hell yeah, tell her. And then, like, Connor isn't going to go. He's made his decision.
Well, he's busy. He's like, my wife is doing Dancing with the Stars. Somebody's got to look after the kids. I'm like, that makes sense. That's also, the dad talk I want to see.
He's like, I don't want to go deal. I don't want to put myself in this situation. It's going to be a bad situation.
It's messy.
Yeah, what am I doing? So then we have Jason Jacob, right? They're a little iffy.
What did you think they were going to do?
I thought they were not going to go because
Same.
They both have newborns, and B, I don't think their wives went to the villa, or at least Mayci didn't. Did Mikayla? I don't remember.
I think Mikayla went. I don't think Mayci did.
Okay, so I was like, they shouldn't go. And also, what Mikayla and Mayci usually do is, like, together. So if one was like, my husband's not going, I feel like the other would be like, same. Like, they are the twins, even though they don't look alike.
They don't really add much spice. Like, they're mute. So, like, what is the point of going? You're not, like, trying to get your platform off the ground like Jordan. So what do you need to go for?
So Jace doesn't end up going, but Jacob says Mayci pushed him to go, which I found out of character, which Mayci then said, like, oh, it's just for a free trip to England. I was like, no, I'm going to say something mean. I don't care. Here's my thought. Mayci never really has a storyline. Given her update was, Mom Talk is taking off. Why is that kind of your update? So I think her story then is Jacob goes to the villa, gets the tea. Mayci finds out. Mayci gets to be the one to distribute the tea.
That tends to be, it's not her storyline, but her role in the group is involved of everybody's storyline. So yeah, this fits. She has seen that this gives her screen time in the past. So I think that is huge. You're right.
I think that's why.
I would be somewhat open to my husband going if I get all the details. We are making an agreement. You are taking notes in your notes app. When you cannot call me, you are going to call me with the tea. Like, update me.
That's not what ends up happening, but we'll get to there. Because then one last thing, Dakota is going to go and Brett is not invited.
Way. Dakota's not going to miss an opportunity.
Taylor says she's cool with, right? She's fucking cool with that. So they have a goodbye party for the boys too, which is so stupid.
This was dumb. This is what really pissed me off is like, why are we celebrating dad talk as if they're the center of this show?
Agreed. But also if you look at it like we're celebrating them leaving our lives for a little bit. Hey,
I think it was Miranda or Layla were like, the only time I want to celebrate them leaving is them leaving this show, leaving this my life permanently.
Yeah, that's Miranda. Miranda's like, I hate him. But that's where Layla confronts Jordan and is like, hey, I heard you want Mason to cheat on me because you don't believe in our relationship. And Jordan's a piece of shit per usual. This is also like the day after Jesse spent the night at a hotel. Yeah. Because like they're not getting along, which is a whole nother thing. But yeah, so they do a goodbye party. They go to Vanderpump Villa. More drama arises. But the one thing I want to talk about just on Dad Talk is they all come back and they're all like, pro Dakota. We're besties now, all the boys.
And they're all like mute. They're like, we're not saying a word about anything. Which is so sketchy. I understand like not divulging the like details about your guy like hooking up with a girl, but like you got to give other details to like get the scent off of like the problem. Like you gotta be like, it was really fun. We had a really great meal this night.
No, literally.
They come back and in Layla's car, Chase and Mace are silent. Yep. Like Layla's looking at the camera like, am I going crazy here?
Because she's straight up like, how was it? And she doesn't get a response. And she's like, did I even say that? And then the best was it's dead ass silent. And they go, I really love Dakota. And she goes, what? Excuse? And then we're at like, where was it? Like Jesse's house with Mayci, Jordan, and Jacob. Jacob's like, I'm not gonna fucking say anything. And Macy's like, why? I'm your fucking, like, Mayci gets pissed. And then Jordan's like, I'll say something. Dakota hooked up with a girl. And Jacob's like, are you fucking kidding, dude? Like, it took you all of 10 seconds.
The way Jordan immediately gives it up while the other guys will not say anything is crazy to me. Because I was like, what was the point of that pact? We're 5 minutes home. These people are silent as hell and you're just blabbing it all? Like, what did you guys talk about whenever you were there, like on the plane home?
No, that was crazy. And then they have that lunch or whatever where Jordan's like, hey, I told everyone that Dakota hooked up with a girl. And Chase rightfully gets really mad because he's like, you're the one that said we shouldn't say anything. And Dakota's like, hello, I thought we were friends. And Jordan's like, I'm trying to have a good marriage, Dakota. So Jordan sends his friend down the river, doesn't care about it. Obviously, he even says, of course Jesse's going to tell everyone. Like, hello.
And it doesn't seem like he then tells Dakota that he outed him, so then he can prepare. It's like, I'm gonna divulge this information to my wife, break the pact that I forced upon everybody, and then like tell nobody that I broke the pact, so like everybody's confused and caught off guard.
Yeah. So the only good thing that came out of this villa trip is that Jacob's now friends with the boys, and he's like, hey Mayci, could you just like be friends with Chase? And Macy's like, I don't want to be friends with Chase. And Jacob's like, I'll just set up a lunch. So they go to lunch and I love Chase. He said, well, first of all, they bring Mikayla, which fine. And then Chase is like, hey, apologies to both. And they're both like, we don't want your apologies. And he's like, okay, well, can I be friends with Jacob? Like, apologies.
Was funny to me.
Yeah. I loved Chase. I think he takes it in stride. He's like, they're going to hate me and I just want to hang out with Jacob.
I think that he did, like, say some bad things. So him coming into the show in general, like, I feel like he knows what he said wrong. He's willing to apologize. He's not going to go, like, crawling to these people, like, please be my friend. But, like, when they're like, I want an apology, he's like, yes, I said really out of, like, pocket things.
Here's an apology.
I'm here for the bit. He loves to rage bait in, like, a playful way, and that's what I love. I love to, like, hate him, but not in the way that I hate the other guys.
No. It's also, like, I don't hate Chase at all. I think he's hilarious. But, like, the other thing is the fact that Jacob's like, please let me be friends with him. Like, everyone really likes Chase, and these women are like, no. And the boys are like, no, please, we love him.
I mean, there's a reason Miranda keeps him somewhat around. Obviously, like, great co-parenting relationship, but, like, they are friendly in a way that I would not expect. So it's like, he's worth keeping there.
He gives, like, asshole West from Summer House vibes. Like, I think I would just get along with him. He has a good personality. He's more of an asshole than West, of course. Like, total asshole. But I think he's willing to hear when he's wrong, and he's like, yeah, whatever, I'll apologize. His pride's not that big. He's like, I'll do whatever.
He's not pushing his agenda to be, like, a star on TikTok. Like, he is one, and he's trying to be, but he's not trying to make it the storyline, and that's what I appreciate. Is, like, just be the funny guy on the show, on TikTok, like, do your thing without, like, having to, like, be bigger than Miranda. Like, that isn't his goal. It's just, like, I want to have a platform.
The only way he has a platform is when he films with Miranda, which is so funny. Those videos get so many likes because he's just like, Miranda, I love you. And she's like, get out of my face.
And I love the desperation of him in the comments of every video anywhere about mom talk.
He's always commenting on Miranda, and he's like, can I come over? And she's like, literally stop stalking me. He's obsessed. So good. Should we then go to Taylor and Dakota? Let's just get this over with, shall we?
With the caveat that we will wait till the end to talk about the present day stuff because
sure.
There's so much happening.
So we open up, they're not together. that's fine. She's like, I don't even care.
Okay, but I was like, are you actually not together? Because last season you guys broke up, quote unquote, and then you guys were sleeping together like every night. So like, be real with me.
Which is it? Right?
Yeah.
But then Taylor's like, no, I have a crush on this guy from TikTok. And
I was like, what?
Yeah, Ben, the TikTok
Ben
singer.
Lambert is his name?
Any relation to Miranda Lambert? Or
that actually I do not know. I will look into further
both
later.
kind of country-ish singers. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a crush on this guy from TikTok. And the editors make it seem like when Dad Talk's going to the airport for Villa, Taylor's also showing up at the airport, but she's picking up Ben, which I was like, that's crazy he's coming to visit you. Is that not insane? I thought
yes, because we already know that she is the Bachelorette too. Like both like present day, obviously we knew because we're ahead of time, but like she knows she's the Bachelorette. I will say the timeline is a little funky.
She tells
here where
Ben too.
The announcement isn't out publicly by the time Ben goes to see her, but she knows. Like she's already filmed the Call Her Daddy episode. So I find that so weird that you're like, hey, come visit me, but I'm going to go date 30 guys. Like, let's see where this goes for 3 months. I guess like I don't date like that.
Listen, if it's a booty call, it's a booty call. That's like fine.
But to fly to a booty call is kind of crazy.
Fly's crazy. So yeah, so she hangs out with Ben and she's like, I don't even care about what Dakota is doing in the villa. But then Jesse and Jordan tell her that Dakota did hook up with someone in the villa once they're back. And she has a breakdown in this closet.
Whoa, why is this? I didn't understand that.
Can I also say, I know this is a toxic relationship on both ends, but my main issue with Taylor is when she then acts and does something, she then blames it on people. So on this phone call, she's like, you've done this, Dakota. Like, you're responsible for me being upset. And it's like, maybe, but not your reaction. You like,
yes,
he hurt you, but you're upset because of you.
And you have no emotional regulation, so you fly off the handle.
Yeah.
That does sit with you on how you handle some of this. I think he is super toxic, but I think him going to the villa, hooking up with someone on national television when you're broken up, no chance of getting back together.
And she's sleeping with Ben, the TikTok star, at the same time-ish.
I don't think him sleeping with someone in the villa is that bad. I would be upset because it's like, this is going to be a storyline about us. Like, that does suck. Like, it hurts that you're going to have to see it. It's going to be in the press. But, like, I don't think he really did anything wrong outside of, like, just being a fame-hungry whore, you know? Like,
in the concept of their relationship, I don't think he did anything wrong either, considering she was sleeping with someone in the same time frame.
Yeah.
Too, with Ben, like she flew a guy out. So they're both hooking up with other people.
Yeah.
But then she like loses it when she hears that and everyone treats her with kid gloves. Like Jesse is like, yes. I don't know if I want to tell her because this is going to break her. And I'm like, she's gonna find out. And also she has like 4 children at this point, and like she
3,
just needs
yes.
to. Oh, 3. But she, like, needs to be able to get a handle on herself.
She needs to be able to hear bad news and, like, move through it without a mental breakdown.
A mental breakdown, blaming other people, losing her mind. Yeah, like...
Yeah, because these things aren't happening to her. They're happening in relativity, like, to her. But he's not banging someone in front of her, you know? Yeah. Like, she often says the rest of the season that he did this to hurt her. And I was like... Okay, yeah, like I do think he is thinking about like how like this is gonna upset her. You've got to figure out your own side of the fence a little bit here. Like she does, like you said, get treated with kid gloves. Anything that happens, like she acts like it's a personal attack to the 10th degree. Yeah.
So then Jesse, once like Taylor regulates, Jesse's like, hey,
Does she ever regulate?
We should get Taylor or give her some practice. And so she takes Taylor speed dating with Miranda, which is so funny, mostly because there cannot be this many men in Utah single.
Oh, guess what? Okay, so I've done so much research since I did a timeline on this season. Okay. Jesse reached out to this company. It's called Single Mingles. They do speed dating. They put together a special event.
Oh.
They're the only 3 girls there. I don't know if you noticed. Like, there's no other girls in this scene. Like, at this event. So it was put together specially for them. They must have, like, found the most eligible people they possibly could have. And, like, characters, you know? Like, this was for TV.
They're the only girls?
Yeah.
And and one of them's married because she opens up Jesse the whole time. She speed dates and she goes, just so you know, I'm married. I'm just vetting for my other friends.
That was so funny, but she was so good at it.
She's the best. Well, because they give them the sheet. We must talk about the speed dating event. They give them a sheet and it's basically like bingo. Like you're supposed to cross out. They find someone who can cross something out on your sheet. And Jesse's like, you know what's really flirty is if you like walk up to someone and be like, what can I cross off your sheet? You know, and like Taylor's like, you do it. I don't want to do it. And I was like, oh my God, Taylor.
It's not that hard.
For someone who's surrounded by 1,000 hot men that you're not even going to have to date because you're about to be shipped to LA to date a different 1,000 hot men, just go talk to these guys.
Okay, but I have this thing that Taylor has this victim mentality in all capacities that I think she's constantly treated with kid gloves, that then she has no drive to be able to do some of this stuff herself because other people will always save her. That's what I think it is, actually. She has this like want and need to be saved constantly and for other people to handle these things. And I know like she can have this big career and she can do those work things. I think that is the one exception to how she lives her life. But she probably has a manager that like does all that stuff for her too a little bit.
Which is her aunt. Her mom is always around. Her friends on this show, so at least like when she's having career here, they're all like dealing with her. Like I even saw her, I mean I didn't watch it, but I saw a video of her at the NBA All-Star game and I literally thought there's no way she wasn't nervous to do this. She probably had a full-on breakdown behind, like, in the locker room.
She apparently played basketball a lot, so, like,
no,
she's great
fine,
at it. But, like, in
that's
front
not
of people.
The point. Like, in front of people, like, you have to be, like... Yeah, I played basketball my whole life, but I don't want to go play at the NBA All-Star game. Jesus Christ. Her anxiety, I feel like you said, she can't regulate anything. I was like, there's no way she can do this and not do a speed dating event. Right? Like,
that was weird. I had a friend in college who was like treated as a kid and it drove me nuts because I was like, she's an adult. She can go get her own food. Like, she doesn't need somebody to drive with her to go get groceries. Like, what are we doing? And it would like, when she was around some of those people, she would like then fall into that like role is like they needed to baby her. So then she became the person who need to be babied. And I was like, what are you doing? Because like around me, she wasn't so like strange. That.
It's so strange. And then she's very weird at this speed dating event. Well, first of all, she starts talking to this really cute guy, that blonde. I was like, I'm pro this blonde.
Me too.
I'm pro the blonde guy. And he was actually like very nice to talk to. And Taylor the whole time's like, sorry, I'm like not good at talking to people. And I was like, he's just a nice, pretend he's like a barista. Just have a fucking conversation.
That's the thing. You know, this is going nowhere. You're going on The Bachelorette. Like, this is just to like make conversation with strangers.
And it's fake. The company put this together. It's like fake.
For
and
you.
Your married friend is like doing a great job. And then Miranda somehow just got drug into this. So she's like, whatever. No. And then that blonde guy is like, can I ask you something? Are you the Bachelorette? And she's like, oh no, I'm nervous.
Such a setup.
It's like, she's like, who told you? And he's like, the internet.
The post just went live yesterday.
I was cracking up. That guy, if he's single, he should hit me up. That was hilarious. I was cracking up. But then she gets so overwhelmed. She's like, Miranda, we have to go. Well, Miranda's nicely talking to Daniel or whatever, David, whatever his name was.
The thing is like, she can't handle any type of conflict or confrontation. So it's like a guy being like, are you going on The Bachelorette? She's like, oh no, I gotta get out of here.
We have to go.
Like, relax. But I do think a speed dating event is actually a really great way to prepare us being the Bachelorette.
It was lovely. I did feel bad when Taylor like took Miranda from that guy and she's like, I'm sorry, we have to go. Dan, right? And he goes, no, David. And she's like, close enough. And I was
that was actually so funny.
Oh, I was like, she hates that man. Because Miranda then like stopped to continue talking to him. And I was like, oh, Miranda's so nice.
Oh, no.
Anyway, okay, I think we should pause Taylor and Dakota there and go to Dancing with the Stars. So,
oh my God.
Jen and Whitney, both on Dancing with the Stars. Whitney's quite excited because she gets to like rebuild her friendship with Jen and hang out with her. And Jen is quite excited because she's going to win the mirror ball and stomp Whitney into the ground.
Very opposing things, but okay.
So then, Whitney and Connor, they have their life together. They have a full house in LA. They're prepared. And then Connor was talking to Zach, and Zach was like, we can't find a place to live. So Connor nicely, even if this was a fake storyline, was like, would you like to live in our home? To which Whitney's like, fine. So Zach and Jen bring their whole fucking family over into Whitney and a U-Haul. And Jen's like, it was fake. And I was like, but the offer wasn't. The offer was there, I think.
And they actually did stay there.
Oh, did they? I thought Jen said that they didn't actually stay there.
I'm pretty sure that they stayed there because when I went through everything and timelined it out, Whitney and Connor moved to LA at the beginning of August. Mm-hmm. And then Zach and Jen, like the U-Haul gets driven like August like 15th. And then the first video she ever posts in their LA home is like the 20th. So there's like a 3, 4, 5 day period that they don't post in a new home. I think that they did stay there a few nights.
Huh, Jen, isn't that crazy? Anyway, you can see where I stand on this beef already.
Yeah,
but
same.
They do talk a little bit as they're both in LA together. And Jen's just not happy that Whitney is still friends with Demi. Whitney says, like, look, like, I think you can both be hurt and you both can be wrong or feel wronged. And, like, I don't want to be involved in this. And I want, like, us to have a separate friendship without Demi.
Which I totally understand that because
I
understand Jen's fear of, like, you're friends with somebody who despises me, I despise them. That is tricky, you know? But, like, the minute you open that up and you put it on the table and you say that fear out loud and they reassure you that they can separate the two, you either choose to move forward or you don't. But that's on you to decide, do you want to be friends with that middle person?
So Whitney's like, I think Jen and I are really making progress. And Jen's like, Whitney can die.
Which is crazy because in the general sense, they obviously had to put 2 Secret Lives of Mormon wives, people on Dancing with the Stars because they need to film with each other. So you both mutually benefit from doing scenes with each other. And like, if that's just the level of your friendship, that's fine. Then you shouldn't expect anything more. But at the same time, like, you kind of do need to be grateful that you have this other person out there and play ball with them.
100%. And everyone knows, because Dancing with the Stars had aired by now, that like there was tension on set that people were reading into. And I still believe that's why Whitney got voted off. And I'm pissed about it because I think she deserved to go to the finale and potentially win.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives had just come out, and it was Whitney saying, like, she's only coming back to mom talk for Dancing with the Stars. So when women have dreams, we punish them. So that also fed into it.
Oh, that, yeah. And then what else happened? We'll just get this out of the way. It was like when Jen got eliminated, people thought Whitney was like laughing.
They show that video, and I don't feel like she's laughing at her, you know, like...
I think she was relieved because Whitney was also one of the final 3 couples up for elimination. Yeah. And then she wasn't, so she was able to be like, oh my God, it's not me.
That's the thing, is she, like, smiled when it wasn't because she's thinking of herself as
rightfully,
you would.
We're in a competition.
Yeah. And then she, like, looks at her partner, smiles, and is like, that, like, oh my God, thank God. And then she was like, fuck, Jen is the one who went home. This is going to look so bad.
They always do that, and that's what pisses me off, too, about Dancing with the Stars, is, like, if you're not the final 3 in there, when your name is called, you're like, yes, party! And then when you're the final 3, your reaction has to be, oh no, someone's leaving! And it's like, bitch, it's a competition. I want all of you to leave. Hello? Yeah, so that, and then Jen went on a live and said she would not be voting for Whitney, so then everyone was like, there's drama, there's tension.
Which that is so targeted. Like, I agree with Whitney being like, you could have said you were voting for someone if you don't like me, don't want to support me, but to target me and say I'm not voting for her is so rude. Because in this mom talk thing of like, we all support each other, at minimum, you should not want to tear me down. Because like, Whitney's not tearing Jen down, anyway.
No way. Anyway, okay, let's get into like while they're filming and stuff. Okay, so the ladies, the mom talkers, are all gonna come out and support Jen and Whitney in LA for like a few weeks. I think they do 2 weeks. And Dad Talk's like, we're also gonna go because this is a mom talk, dad talk trip.
I was like, is it? Why are we making this such a storyline? Like, you are front and center cast members. Like, in the Housewives, like, era, like, why do you feel like you have an apple or a snowflake? Like, get the fuck out of here.
The question becomes, when they walk in the house, why wasn't there any dad talk swag? There was only mom talk swag.
I hate them.
Because Jordan's like, they can't tell us who comes on dad talk trips. I was like, where's the dad talk trip?
I was like, what?
Go back to the villa. Go back to London.
Go
Goodbye.
Home. Go have your own little dad talk staycation in Utah.
Whatever. Okay, so yeah, they all go, except Dakota. Dakota's not there yet, which Taylor's like, okay, great. Mayci comes late because she was doing stuff for her book tour, which one of the things was being on Harry Jowsey's podcast, which what a crossover. I didn't know was happening. And then the moms are only headed to Dancing with the Stars. The dads all stay back, and Macy's like, hey, Taylor, I told Harry Jowsey you were single. And Taylor's like, oh my God, okay, which I was like, why aren't we ever wingwomaning for Miranda? I think Miranda and Harry would have had a lovely time.
Especially because Taylor is going on The Bachelorette. If we're just trying to get her laid, yeah, fine. But that's not the vibe everybody is like giving.
Yeah.
That, no, he's not. What?
No, perfect to just get laid.
Oh, I was like, we are not dating Harry Jowsey.
No.
Yes, but like that's not, they're not like, oh, I want to get you laid, like right before you go, like, you know, like this will be fine. It always is kind of under the premise of like, you're single, like something could happen. And I'm like, no, no, it won't.
Nothing should happen. Also, Miranda. Hello? Miranda and Harry would have had a lovely date together, and then Miranda would have left him in the dust. And it would have been awesome.
So funny of Miranda like putting Harry in his place.
It would have been awesome. Anyway, so while Dad Talk is at the house and Mom Talk is at Dancing with the Stars, the dads are like, hey, Dakota's here. So Dakota just comes in and he's like, I'm so excited to see everyone, to hang out. And then back to Dancing with the Stars, Demi and Brett show up, even though Demi has told Layla she's no longer filming.
Which is crazy. I don't understand this girly. Like, she is so in and out on the group on this show. I'm like, make a decision. Like, you're not forced to be here, so then don't start filming the season.
At this point, I don't care what you choose. Just pick a lane.
Yeah.
Just pick a lane at this point. I think she really did just go to Dancing with the Stars for Whitney, because her and Whitney are still friends, which, like, fine. But she went for 2 weeks, and I'm like, just go the 1 week and be like, I'm done filming. Or don't sit with the Mom Talk table.
But that's the thing, is I think she was keeping the show warm a little bit. Like, maybe she'll come back and, like, film more scenes. So then, because they, like, sat at that table at Dancing with the Stars about the show. It was under the premise that she was still on the show, even though she wasn't filming behind the scenes. Who knows if she's going to come back? I'm sure producers were thinking all season. And that's what bothers me, is, like, you can't just keep a TV show on the back burner.
So then, on the way back to the house, the moms are like, hey, Taylor, call Harry Jowsey. And so she calls, and she can't have a fucking conversation because she's like, I don't do this a lot. I don't know how to talk to boys. And then Mayci just takes the phone and she's like, you should come to our Airbnb. And Harry, of course, is like, yeah, sure, which is so Harry.
Yes, that man loves clout. So, like, I'm like, yeah, of course he's going to come.
He's in. Mayci also then says, hey, everyone, Dakota's here, just so we're all ready. But it's like, it doesn't matter. Taylor's going to get fucked by Harry. It's going to be great. So then we get back to the house, and Harry Jowsey shows up, which pisses Dakota off because he's like, why is Harry Jowsey here? Which I was like, yeah, but toxic. It's so you two are so toxic.
Yes. I will defend Taylor on this. Is like, Dakota does the, you're doing this to get at me. And it's the same thing with him in the villa. Is like, yes, at some base level, anything you guys do feels like it's an attack on each other.
To hurt each other, for sure.
But at a certain point, you guys both need to move on, and you guys say you're broken up and you can sleep with other people. So you gotta keep your own jealousy in check and let them do whatever they want, because you've chosen not to be together. Relax. This isn't some like big gotcha moment where, again, she's gonna bang him in front of you.
I completely agree. And then the cameras cut to Taylor and she goes, I'm gonna piss him off so bad. And I was like, I mean, Harry loves to be used, but at least wait 15 minutes and, like, I don't know, like, give it a rest. This was
to get at Dakota.
It was crazy.
That's what you have. That's what you're risking by hanging out and socializing with your ex. Like, this will happen to some degree, especially when we're, like, filming a show.
Yeah, wild. And then, of course, like, we all sit by the fire, and Harry and Dakota start chatting, which this is how you really get under your ex's skin. You become friends with the guy she's trying to fuck. And, you know, they're getting along because Harry's kind of funny. Harry's chilling with him. He's like, how do you know this group? And he's like, and Dakota's like, I moved to Utah. And Harry's like, wild, huh? Like, they're getting along. And then Taylor's like, oh, this is she's like, this is one of my baby daddies. Fuck him, basically. And Harry's like,
oh my God.
Oh, what? Like, Harry doesn't know which way's up. They start kind of fighting in front of Harry, and Harry's like, I just came.
Harry is stressed.
Yeah. And then at one point he just goes, I'm gonna leave. And they're like, yeah, just leave. And he walks out, and Mike catches him going, oh my God. I was like, Harry has been in a lot of situations, so for him to be frazzled is a lot.
I'm pretty sure he said on a video online that obviously, like, a lot was cut from this night because he was there for a few hours, and that he was trying to, like, get them to stop fighting by doing either, like, an egg toss or an egg race or something. He's like a child of, like, divorced parents, like, trying to, like, get them to stop fighting.
Have you ever seen New Girl?
Yeah.
Where Jess will just start tap dancing to get her parents to start. We just need a little change. Like, that's Harry.
Yes.
Harry was so stressed, dude. I was cracking up, though. It's the most fun I've ever had with Harry jousting on my screen.
My God. This was a great thing because Unwell, like Alex Cooper's brand, has a deal with Hulu. So then Harry Jowsey is in the Hulu family now. So this is like all interconnected. And I'm like, you know what? This worked out great. I'm not the biggest Harry Jowsey fan of like who he is as a person.
No,
but you know what? I will take Harry Jowsey being so fucking frazzled by... If I have to watch Taylor and Dakota, give me Harry Jowsey's frazzled.
Give me Harry Jowsey. You lock the three of them in a room together and see what happens. Room, see who comes out, you know? Yeah. It might just be Harry. He might be like, I just murdered both of them.
And we would all understand.
I get it, Harry. Yeah, no, so funny. But then it doesn't even matter because the next morning... Layla wakes up Taylor and finds Dakota in her bed.
When I tell you I was upset, I was like, you have to be fucking kidding me.
Wasn't even surprised. I wasn't even surprised. I was Layla. I was like, hey, you know, this is a bad idea and you're a dumbass and you both screwed up and I hate you both and this is stupid. Did you even think of the consequences? Also, you could be pregnant. What are we doing?
Something I don't get is they're sober. They're sober making these poor decisions constantly. Not that, like, you should get a pass if you're, like, drunk, you know, like, doing things. But I'm like, Taylor, I know Taylor is sober during this because she has drug testing for her probation. So, like, there's claims that, like, she's on something. Maybe she's on a few drugs here and there in between her thing. But she's not drinking alcohol, at least, you know? Like, I was like, what are we doing? What is our decision-making factors here?
Yeah. It is not good, especially because she's going to go on The Bachelorette, and she doesn't like to use condoms or birth control, just so everyone's aware.
No, I was pissed. I was like, this is going to be the storyline all season, is them sleeping together like we got last season. But here's my thing again. I'd rather you just be fucking honest about it. The way, like, Taylor, when they wake her up, she's like, get out. It's like, leave me alone. No.
It's my decision.
This affects all of us.
Well, okay, yeah, so that happens. And she only slept with him because... Drumroll, please. He walks like her toddler.
Alicia?
She's like, it looked just like our son. And I started to cry and I just wanted to talk to him. Huh? I don't have a son, but that sounds crazy.
And I have never been in a toxic relationship, so I do not understand, or like I've been in a toxic relationship. I've never been in an abusive relationship, so I don't understand the cycles that they're under 100%. So I'm sure there's a lot I'm going to miss in this, but... I don't understand how a horrible person, their walk will just get you. Like that, I can't comprehend that. I can't comprehend wanting to sleep with someone who is so mentally taxing, abusive, like does all these things to me, and I just see them walk and I'm like, a puddle? Like, I will never understand that.
Well, I think that's most people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been in an abusive situation. And let me tell you, when he was walking past, I wasn't like, oh, my heart. It's just so strange.
Because what bothers me is like last season, what we went through with the like, I will never be with him because he lied to her at the beginning of the relationship. He like hooked up with the family friend. I forget the family friend stuff, but like all of that happened.
At the reunion, yes.
Yeah. So like, we've done so many things. And at any point, to be honest, if they said, we're going to make our family work, we're going to get healthier, I wouldn't be thrilled, but I'd be like, okay, like you guys are actually committing to this. It's the back and forth that pisses me off of like, you're the worst person ever. And then like, we're in bed together. Like you got to make a decision. And they don't actually talk or work anything out or try to go to therapy or get healthy. I know Taylor claims she's in therapy, but I think she needs like inpatient care. This is why I dislike Taylor so much, is the like, I'm working on myself, I'm in therapy. She did a 2-week therapy at the start of season 3. Like, where's that work? Because I can't see any of it. No, it's the same it's the same person from season 1 to season 4. There's no growth. She just has therapy words now. So then the other thing to note is they're all sitting around a table and Mayci says, you know, I hate when someone says they're not going to sleep with someone and then they sleep with them because it affects the whole place. And Taylor's like, my life doesn't affect your life. And everyone's like, it literally does. Because Taylor, when you have your temper tantrums, guess who has to clean it up?
Is everyone
If she
here?
would have said that to me, if like I was her friend, I'm done. I'm not helping you with your Dakota stuff anymore. I'm not telling you information. You cannot come and crash out to me. Like, I'm cutting you off. Obviously, they have a show at risk here, so they kind of can't like cut her off. But like, I would stop with the emotional roller coaster she's on. Like, I can't handle that.
Yeah.
And no friend should be required to do that.
Well, yeah, when Taylor's just kind of having a mental breakdown, I would just be like, let me know when you're done. I'll be outside.
Yeah.
I'll just wait. Yeah, I'll be in my car. Because, like, what am I to do at this point? You don't see how your actions affect the whole group. Because then, even if you don't have a mental breakdown, for the next, I don't know, 5 weeks maybe before you hook up with him again, we have to hear about you bitch about him.
Yeah.
Bitch about how much you hate him.
She does not understand any of that. They all assess when to tell her information, what the crash out will look like. They deal with the crash out. And then after the crash out, you're right. Then she bitches for weeks. And then we restart the cycle of they find something out. Like,
yeah.
I'm not doing that.
No.
You will never convince me to be a part of like a friendship like that.
And then, before we leave the Dancing with the Stars house for this storyline, Dakota and Taylor do try to have a conversation about ending it. And it goes south so quickly.
So quickly.
And I don't know who's to blame on that, but I hate the conversation.
Okay. They're both to blame, but the biggest ick I have, because my dad does this in conversations, is when somebody is like, stop talking over me, you don't just listen. But then they also talk over anytime the other person is talking. You can't be mad about somebody interrupting if you're going to do it too. Taylor interrupts everybody constantly if she's in a fight, but you cannot interrupt her. She like spirals if you interrupt her.
No, she fully spiraled about how Dakota wasn't listening. And then to the point that like Mikayla and Jace just had to sit there and like make sure nothing got out of hand. And then Michaela's like crying.
It's hard to watch them. I really struggled watching this season because like I said, I would not be a part of this friendship dynamic. Like I also have a really hard time if I can handle arguments, but if it is not productive, if the argument then becomes about who's not listening, like the neatness
volatile.
of it.
Yeah, it becomes volatile.
Oh my God, because I understand Taylor saying a story and Dakota correcting something in her story to be like, no, like this is what happened. And she got so upset if he corrected her to tell his side. It's like, okay, we've literally lost the entire plot because now you're arguing about arguing.
You're arguing about a story that broke you up, I don't know, 12 weeks ago, but we've already moved past that and now we've slept together and so there's a new issue. So why are we talking about this old issue? What does that have to do with anything? Just say you guys should probably not date and be done. I don't know why we're fucking mad about it.
I can't tell what she wants too, because she always says like she has this abandonment wound, which I totally understand that. I can conceptualize that. So it's like she wants him to pick her and he doesn't fully pick her. So like that is an issue. But I think even if like, let's say he actually magically became this amazing stable partner, he picked her, I don't think she would want him. She likes the toxicity. High and low. Yeah, like you do get really addicted to that stuff. Like I had that with my family. Arguments and constant issues, like that is like actually regulates your nervous system sometimes when you grow up in it and like that is your norm, that she can't handle calm and you have to like reprogram yourself to accept that. So if he did everything she wanted, she wouldn't be okay because she hasn't done the therapy to be okay anyways.
Yeah. And when I think abandonment issues, it's like I have a little bit of it, but not to the extent of like a parent. It's like an aunt, which didn't hurt me as much as like other people, obviously. But like I always think of Lindsay Hubbard, who's like on Summer House. Her mom abandoned her at a young age. But Lindsay, like you can tell, though she had her ups and downs, she really did go to therapy and like you can see her working through it and see her like be an adult about it. And Taylor just doesn't have any like... Even Lindsay season 1, when she was like kind of really struggling with everything, is like better than Taylor.
Yes.
At all costs. Like,
because it's always a wound for Lindsay forever. I think it will always be a wound. And it's not that like it'll ever go away. It's that you learn how to handle situations that trigger it and how to regulate yourself. Like the biggest thing for Taylor is her lack of emotional regulation. She can't have any arguments without them becoming explosive. So whether Dakota is like, you know, triggering her or not, like she could not handle this.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's go to other things that happened in this Dancing with the Stars house. Jessie leaves to go to New York to accept an award or something, and that's when we find out she's not going to host Mayci's book tour in Utah, which already is like on the fritz because Mayci hasn't sold enough tickets or something. I don't really know. This storyline was kind of boring. I just want to mention it.
Can I tell you something?
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They went to the Unwell event.
Oh, great.
Not all of them, but like Mayci and Jessie both went to that event. It was the day after the book event. So I don't get why this was a problem.
Okay, I love that. Anyway, because this was a problem, we'll just skate over it then. So Mayci's upset and Jacob's like, you should confront Jesse about how you're upset. And then they do a truth box, which shout out Whitney and Connor for being like, I'm not doing the truth box. And Jen's like, oh, it's for PR and Dancing with the Stars. And I was like, no, it's because that's toxic.
And like, obviously we kind of need toxic things for a show. I understand when games are played at tables, but like, it's not healthy. And I think Whitney's like, I would rather be shown less and have less of a storyline than to do this in my real life. This isn't worth it in the chaos of her life.
No. And she looks at Connor and she's like,
we're out.
Get out. Get up. The rest of them do it. And one of the main things is like Jesse and Mayci have to confront their issues here. And Mayci just says like she's sad that Jesse like would pick Unwell over her book tour. And Jesse's like, I didn't know I hurt you so much. I'm gonna be really emotional about it, but like I'll be there for your book tour. And then I was like, great. Anyway, so.
And they all went to the Unwell event.
They all went to both. Except Whitney and Jen did not go back for Macy's book event, which, fine, who cares?
I don't think they ever should have even thought about that. Whitney's travel life during this season is crazy.
But also, it's come out that Mayci was, like, posted stuff and said that, like, she wasn't actually mad at Whitney for not going. She's figured, like, Jen and Whitney were not going to come.
Yeah.
And also, Whitney sent her flowers.
Oh, so, like, they had no beef.
So, no, Whitney called Mayci, told her Mayci was okay with it. And then Whitney also sent flowers to, like, congratulate her.
Weird.
So weird. Anyway, okay, so where do we go next? Do we talk about Jesse and Jordan and finish that up really quick?
Yeah.
Basically, they fight all the time, and my note says they should divorce. That's the only note I took. They should just divorce.
Okay, the craziest thing is this timeline is also really messed up that, you know, whenever they have that name change conversation and Jordan, like, kisses her head and is, like, super gross, that was at the very beginning of the or, like, when they were filming. So, like, overall, they're like, she's like, I want to have my last name publicly. That makes sense. Her married last name is so fucking hard to say. Like, I get that. Even if they weren't on the fritz, like, I'd be like, yeah, babe, go back to Draper. Please. And then him using his, like, weaponized therapy talk is so gross in their conversations. And I hate that he, like, will often talk to dad talk and be like, I've done all this work. I've gone on the therapy sessions. She needs to catch up.
Where she's the one that had an affair. Yeah.
Yes. We always say that if somebody cheats and you choose to stay with it, you have to forgive it and let it go. You have
to move on.
He never lets it go.
You have to move on. There's no other option. And then when they were doing their Mormon wives, like, title shoot, whatever, Jesse shares with us that the prenup does not have a witness on it, so he may be entitled to half of her multi-million-dollar empire, which he has nothing. So that's also why he's probably trying to stay married to her and won't just divorce her.
Yes, because, okay, so I asked my dad about this because he's a family law attorney. So you both have to sign it, obviously. A lawyer has to sign it, and one witness has to sign it. So it sounds like they had a lawyer do it, sign it, but no witness sign it. So it is null and void. You can do a post-nup for sure, but, like, why would Jordan sign that when they're on the rocks? Yeah. So he is... And this is a bad business move and this is a bad logistics move, but he legally is entitled to her businesses. Mm-hmm. He won't get ownership of them by any means, but he will get, like, a payout. This will cost her a lot of money. I don't think it'll affect her dad like she's saying it will because he's her business partner. It's that she will have to pay Jordan, like, a lump sum for
every month or whatever. Yeah, for his.
Yeah, well, that's alimony and separate, but for like his ownership
of the company.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm pro prenup. That before a wedding, that is the one thing I would make sure is in order. I don't care if there's no food at my wedding. I got to make sure the prenup's set.
That's the thing. I always tell people, it's you either sign one and create one yourself, or you are relying on the government's laws that can change at any time for your prenup.
It's insurance. Yeah. So it's hard for me to feel bad for Jesse because, like, this is a legal thing.
Yeah.
You should have gotten this together.
Does it suck that Jordan gets some of it?
Sure.
A little bit, but if this was roles reversed, like a man and a woman, we would have no problem with the woman having some of this business. So I don't have a problem with him taking what's rightfully his and legally his.
Shout out Jeff Bezos' ex-wife.
Yep.
I love her. I'm obsessed with her. Anyway, okay, let's really quick go back to Dakota and Taylor for a second. Dakota starts dating one of Miranda's friends, whose name escapes me.
Shania.
Shania.
But it's spelled weird. It's Shania. It's like Shania, but it's Shania, like Shania Twain.
Whatever. But, of course, Mom Talk finds this out. Dakota was not going to tell anyone.
Yeah, fucking right. This is where I'm like, he is gross. He is doing things and letting them, like, drip out. And that's what makes him gross.
Miranda found out she thought it was just a hookup, and now she's finding out they're actually, like, seeing each other. And Miranda's kind of like, hey,
girl,
Godspeed to you both. You know, I can't save you now.
I get, like, this isn't on Miranda to, like, fix this stuff.
It's not on Miranda. It is like, not her fault.
Crazy.
We are all adults. If your ex-baby daddy and your friend's other friend want to hook up, hey, every other party involved, null and void. The
only thing I put on Miranda is the amount of friendship that she owes Taylor, and that is just, if everyone else knows this stuff, at some point, yes, Taylor needs to be told what is going on because it's the secret keeping of everybody knowing something and Taylor not, which that's the only problem. But at the same time, I would look my friend, if you were the one sleeping with Dakota, I would be like, you have a week to tell her or I'm going to tell her. Like, somebody's got to tell her.
We saw Miranda sit there and be like, she's gonna find out. All of Mom Talk knows you guys are dead in the water, basically.
Yes.
Good luck. Good luck. Right? I understand why they did it. To me, it's fucked up, but because it's Taylor, I get it. All of Mom Talk gets together to be like, do we tell Taylor? Do we
This
not?
meeting is so funny to me.
This tells you how big a child Taylor is.
Yes.
Like, hello? Yeah, you should tell her. But because they're like, she might kill us, maybe we shouldn't tell her. I'm like, that just tells you.
They have to strategize around Taylor's emotional outbursts. After the end of that meeting, would be like, I'll fucking tell her. And you know what I'll also tell her? We're not friends anymore. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Go call one of your other friends. I'll do it and say you should call Dakota. That's the person that
I can't wait to discuss this crash out.
Most mad at. So then Taylor does find out. I don't remember how.
Dakota texts her and confesses. And this is where Dakota is a piece of shit. Like, he does want her to crash out and crash out in the biggest way. Yeah. Him sleeping with Shania, weird, not great, like whatever. But like, that's not the issue. It's like how he wants to tell her the information so she will crash out.
Okay, so he texts her to confess. So then he's the good, honest guy.
Yes.
Because then he also is like, I think he lets her know, like, people know. Everyone kind of knows.
Yeah. He definitely says that, like, Miranda knows. So then she calls Miranda and then I think
Miranda's
like, we didn't know what to do.
Miranda gets this call. Also, just to tell you, I don't blame Miranda either because her and Taylor were friends. They then were not friends. They then were rebuilding the friendship. And at the beginning of the season, Miranda had to be like, it upsets me, Taylor, that you would hang out with Chase behind my back because of what happened in the swinging scandal where like Chase got feelings for you and like no one told me. So like to do this behind my back. So I think Miranda's right in being like iffy on Taylor's friendship. I get that.
But what Miranda's feelings were is that something was done behind her back. So she owes Taylor that same thing.
That's true.
Like, if everybody knows something, we have to tell her. But I understand
she's not directly involved. She's not one of the two.
I understand.
It's the hard part.
But that's the thing is like you just owe things coming to light to each other. And I understand a gray period of time of figuring out when Miranda deserves that. But the ladies were going to tell her. Yeah. Like they had that plan. So Miranda did it correctly.
Yeah. But she receives a call and Taylor starts screaming at her. How long have you known? Is it true? Blah, blah, blah. And Miranda's like...
That is a bar, though, to be like, I already know. How long have you known?
And Miranda's like,
a week?
She goes, I found out with the rest of them. I thought it was just a hookup. And Taylor's like, no, you knew longer. And she's like, no. I knew they hooked up a long time ago, and I thought that was it. I didn't know they kept hooking up. And she goes, and we all were going to tell you. And she's like, oh, so everyone knew. And Miranda's like, yep. Yep, they did. It's not just me. And so Taylor crashes.
The way she's on the phone pacing around her house, like
with toys around, it was so eerie. It was so eerie. And then she calls Jesse, who I think is with Mayci or someone. I don't know.
Yeah, Macy's getting ready for her Sinners event, and Jesse was there with her. Yeah.
Jesse answers, and Taylor's like, you all knew? And she's like screaming at him. And Mayci is like, who gives a shit? hang up on her.
Jessie is definitely like the mom of the group. And so she handles Taylor with the most kid gloves. Where she
of course.
Jessie is trying to do the regulation of Taylor's emotions for Taylor at this point.
Yeah. But then what's the other thing? I'm totally drawing a blank. That Jessie's like, Taylor, there's something else you need to know. I
have to tell you. It's that Dakota almost slept with Jenna, but he did hook up with her a few weeks ago. So, Jenna. This is a double, attack on Taylor because how dare you hook up with this girl that is my friend's friend?
How dare you almost hook up with a different girl? Yeah,
the Jenna thing I do think is pretty bad.
I think it's triggering.
You do know that will really hurt Taylor. I think he does seek Jenna out, and that's gross.
This was crazy. So yeah, Taylor loses her mind, for lack of a better.
My favorite is Taylor goes, Jenna is like, I cannot believe her. She tried to get me on her podcast 3 times.
Hey, Jenna, chase that fame, girl. Do what you gotta do, I guess. Who's so good.
But you being invited on a podcast doesn't mean loyalty and she's never gonna sleep with a guy. She was also seeing at one point, you don't have ownership over every person.
Technically, she didn't sleep with Dakota.
You're right.
Almost.
Sorry, fooled around with
and
him.
Someone should clarify almost, because we're getting this from Jordan, who's getting it from Dakota. For all we know, Dakota sought Jenna out, and Jenna said no.
Really good point.
Right? Justice for Jenna. It didn't actually happen.
I think they hooked up, though, is what they said. Something, did happen. They just didn't have intercourse.
I don't know. It was just, almost slept. And I was like, that could be anything.
Jessie said hooked up. They definitely did stuff.
Oh, okay.
So Jenna did not say, get away from my front door.
I've met Austin Kroll in person. We've almost slept together then, too. What is this? Almost slept together. It was the only, single guy I could think of that I, met that I was like, I guess.
You didn't want Craig? You didn't want Craig?
No, I didn't. Let me tell you, I didn't almost sleep with Craig, okay? Austin was at least charming, correct?
Yeah.
No. I knew from the get-go. Yeah, so that's nuts. So she's losing it. Where to go to next? Let's keep on Taylor, maybe? Let's keep on Taylor. She goes to find her biological dad's family with her mom. Well, first, she tells her family. She's like, hey, I
have something. And they're like,
what?
Stop.
Okay, go.
No.
Yeah.
She tells her family, I have something. And they're like, I'm freaking out. What news you're pregnant. Way they're freaking out is so funny.
This also, note, as we go into talking about this, Taylor and her mom have a very volatile relationship as well. I can't fully blame Taylor because I think Leanne also is quite volatile. Yes. But I think Taylor really immediately jumps. I think her mom's very triggering for her in every 100%. Capacity.
But the way she argues with Dakota is the same way she argues with her mom. And the same things she says of you're not listening to me. I would love for Leanne and Taylor to both be sent away to go get therapy full time for a year because they both need it. They both have very deep-rooted issues and very tragic things that have happened in their lives. Go get help, please. I want you to be okay.
Truly, I didn't like that one fight they had when Taylor's like, look at you, you're a mom, and this is how you act. And I was like,
I know.
It's just very painful to watch. Anyway,
yes.
Taylor's like, hey, guess what? I reached out to a genealogist and found my dad's family. I have 2 other siblings. In the end, they don't want to see her, but Taylor's like, I want to go out to Colorado and find out more about my dad.
Well, that was confusing because it sounded like they didn't want to be on camera, so I don't know if they don't ever want to see her.
I don't know.
If Hulu is paying for this trip, they only are doing it on camera. So, I bet Taylor could go back and maybe make contact with them, not on Hulu's dime.
Maybe. But Leanne is very, emotional about this. She has a lot of emotions.
Well, what's interesting is Taylor hiring a genealogist is I was confused by this because they know who her biological dad is. This isn't just some random guy Leanne slept with, doesn't really know his name. This was her high school sweetheart of sorts, I'll say. They know who he is. They lived in that town for 15 years of Taylor's life. So I was very confused on that, we don't really know anything about him.
I think it was more to find the siblings.
Okay. Because they moved away and don't know what his life was like.
Yeah. Or maybe any health issues kind of thing, because they do know him, and Leanne offers to go with Taylor. Taylor's like, I would really like you to come with me to Colorado, and
I don't think Taylor respects that's triggering for her mom.
I don't think so either, because they're driving there and you can tell Leanne is on edge. She's I don't know, because they're gonna meet with the dad's best friend,
who Leanne knows.
And has kept in touch with through Facebook. So
such a parent thing.
So they're going and they get into an argument on the way where Taylor is like, why can't you just support me? Why can't you ever just have my back? Look at you. And Leanne's like sobbing because she just doesn't want to talk about what her relationship. And Taylor wants to know all the details.
Yeah, which, okay, Leanne needs to open up more to Taylor about her biological dad. It seems like Taylor does not know a lot. So it's like, without getting into the abuse and the toxic relationship that Leanne faced, like she needs to find things that she can talk about. So Taylor does have some information without it being about the innate relationship her and the dad had.
Sure. I get where Leanne's coming from of like, I don't want to share a lot because he wasn't a great person in her eyes.
Yeah.
Like he hurt her. The then question is like, how much does Leanne have that's still positive of this person that she can share with Taylor? I do think she needs to share more. Mm-hmm. And I think Taylor's 20 something at this point. Like
she's 32.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Taylor's whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
that's why the emotional regulation thing's
whoa.
worse.
I thought her frontal lobe was still nope. Jeez.
Nope.
Okay. Taylor's in her 30s, and I think Leanne should, as an adult now, be like, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat anymore. Your dad abused the hell out of me. We were in a toxic cycle. I think Taylor
and like
needs...
you don't have to get into every story, but like she needs top line information.
Yeah, especially about that. Like I get as like a teenager, you don't want to like, ruin this idea, but like let's get into it. We're 30 at this point. You're a mom yourself in a toxic relationship. Let's talk about it. And so they meet with the dad's father or the dad's best friend. Sorry. Yeah. Dad's best friend, and the dad's best friend gives Taylor a little bit, and Taylor's like, oh my God, that's just like me. But then they get into stories about how the dad was very abusive towards Leanne, and they talk about how they're not going to talk about it on camera, but then do talk about it on camera.
I think like the full story, like I think they weren't going to get in, and then I think Leanne started talking about it, so then the friend was like, okay, like yeah, he did kick you, and Taylor was like, what? And I was like, the fact that you don't know your dad, like your biological dad was abusive towards your mom is wild that like Taylor has no information about this.
Yeah, I think Leanne was really trying to like protect her.
Yeah. And I think because she had like a dad growing up that completely like filled the actual role of that, in Leanne's mind, it's like, oh, you have
I gave
a dad.
Her
we don't need
a healthy stepdad.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about this guy,
Yeah. But then I was like, that should give Taylor an idea that, like, this is very triggering for her mother.
Yeah,
so,
like, give your mom some grace, especially on this trip, like, while you're in this town.
Nope. And then literally, like, the next scene, Taylor's like, you need to share more, and you need to be more open, and you should go to therapy. And Leanne's like, I'm going to walk. I'm like, where's Leanne walking to?
Yeah, it's like, Taylor's approach is so wrong. Like, yes, like, she wants that information. I get that. But she's not saying it with, like, her heart being like, I know this is tough for you, but I do need this information.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's really hard for you. So, like, when you are ready,
fault.
Or, yeah, it's like, how could you not do this to me? And it's like, she has emotions and feelings too. And this is really tricky for her. Like, you don't care at all on how your mom feels in this situation at all. It's your life is the priority in every situation, which is crazy when we're talking about your mom being abused by your dad, your biological dad.
Who straight up looked at you and said, like, I don't want you. To me, and I get it's abandonment issues, and maybe I just, again, don't understand it. I get yearning for someone who, like, didn't want you.
Yeah.
But then if I'm, like, an adult at 30-something, I have the mindset to be like, he didn't want me, but my mom was the one that took care of me and raised me and got me where I was. Why am I blaming my mom and, like, putting kind of, like, rose-colored glasses on my dad? You know what I mean? That's what it comes across as a little bit. She villainizes
her mom for her dad, like, not wanting her, which is crazy. Like, I don't get
comes across
her interaction with her mom. Like, something's missing here, maybe. Like, I don't know.
Something was cut. Something I don't understand. Something we're not seeing.
I don't get their dynamic. Like, I am so lost. Because the more we learn, the more I'm like, okay, because Taylor potentially is learning this too, how are you not feeling so bad for your mom? And, like, yes, like, your abandonment and your feelings are absolutely valid and you've been dealing with this your whole life. But if I found that out about my mom, I would now be like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, you've been dealing with this longer. Or, like, the same time, but, like, as a baby, you don't really know your abandonment issues. Like, are you okay? Like, mom, like, are you in therapy?
Are you
How
okay?
can we help you?
Yeah, just for a second. And I get Leanne also has done shitty things. I mean, like, last season, she slut-shamed Taylor. Terrible. Taylor stood up for her family then, and seems like they have moved on from that. So, like, now you're finding out this new thing, and it always seems like Taylor's able to be like, well, these are all the things in my life you've ever done wrong. And my dad's only ever done one wrong thing to me. So like like the juxtaposition is strange for me.
I agree.
I can't understand it. And maybe that's because I'm not in it. And like, I am thankful this is not my situation.
100% agree.
But it's just
Taylor's feelings and her issues are always the most priority amongst every person in her life. Everybody else does not have anything going on. And everybody should be thinking about Taylor.
Agreed. Okay, let's lighten the mood really quick. Demi and Brett sang in this season.
What's so funny is, like, had Demi had, like, a real storyline, this potentially could have been cut. But it's like, no. We have no footage, really, of them. Absolutely, this is being shown.
She straight up looks at Brett and she's like, you're flat. I was like, girl, this whole scene is flat for me.
This was the funniest thing alive, from them being in the car doing their like me.
They were it was Step Brothers. I made the connection watching it, and then someone posted a video and I was like, that's exactly what I thought of.
Yes. And then all of her critiques were so funny. She's like, a little more breathy, or like, you're too breathy, like from here, every take they do. Even if she didn't have a critique after every take, I love the magic of editing a reality TV show to make her so judgy.
It was so good. Okay, back to Whitney and Jen. They're on Dancing with the Stars. They both are very, very busy and have not been around the house a lot. Yeah. So that leaves Connor and Zach to take care of their respective families. And first we see them kind of doing their own thing, and we see Zach like really struggling being a stay-at-home parent.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just hides in the bathroom. I'm not laughing, but that was like a very funny scene.
I can't imagine. I want to know how many parents like feel that, because like I don't come home and have to deal with children. To have a space, like, because I think the kids are in bed, so it's not like they're running amok. Don't want to parent shame them on that, but like to go to the bathroom and be like, this is my moment of peace.
Well, to make the video was like the funniest part.
Yes. It's like when people say like, it's weird to film yourself crying. Like, what are we grabbing the phone for this moment?
He's like, oh, I'm just hiding in my safe space, the bathroom, which I get. Again, I understand, because I am not a single parent. I could never imagine. Or like being the stay-at-home parent.
Stay-at-home, yeah.
Oh my God, insane. But then they both talk to their respective partners about it. But like the moms are also feeling mom guilt. Because specifically in the Mormon culture, it is the mothers who usually stay home with the children and the dads go to work. This is like, we're breaking barriers and whatever. Which both of these women have done the stay-at-home thing. They both know what's happening.
They have been the primary parent.
That's important. So in the sense, like, I understand it's hard for Zach, but I can't feel like so sad for him, because like Jen has been there, done that as well. It's hard on both ends.
Yes, that like we should respect the primary parent and it being a full-time job, and it is very taxing to do for anybody who does it. It's that Zach doesn't respect that Jen has done that.
Yeah. So let's do Connor first. Connor and Whitney go to a pumpkin patch because Whitney gets some days off, and Whitney starts crying because she's like, I feel like I haven't been here for my kids. I haven't done anything for them. Like, I'm just doing this. And Connor says, you let me worry about that. I will take care of the children. Your life is taking off. Your dreams are taking off. You are doing everything you've ever wanted to do. I want to support you in that. And if that means taking care of this family, I will. And Connor tells us separately, he's like, yeah, I had to quit a job I loved, but like my wife is doing incredible things and I will do whatever it takes to make sure she gets that. And I was like in tears.
Because also like Dancing with the Stars specifically is a very like robust schedule, but this is 3 months. Like I think Connor sees that like, I know you aren't participating in your kid's life as much as you want to, but this is a temporary thing and that is okay. Like you will be around your kids once this is over. Like it's okay.
After your dreams, like I think, Connor's able to see like, we have to kind of ride this wave while it's happening. Mom will die at some point. And he's like, and then you can stay home and be with the kids. And then we have money to stay home and be with the kids. And like, I can go back to work at any time. Like, it's not that big a deal.
We will always figure it out is like Connor's mentality of like, what's happening, who needs what. Connor is like, this is a partnership. And that's what I love about the conversation.
Yeah. And I think he's able to also see like, I was able to go do a lot of things for work. and then you are now able to work, and it can switch at any time. It's like, he's so perfect. I really love Connor a lot.
I know. But I also want to put out there that, again, Whitney was traveling way more than Jen. Not to say that Jen's feelings that when we get into hers are valid, but like Whitney had 2 brand events in Utah. She actually went to New York for the like Dancing with the Stars partner announcement. Like they all had to go to Utah for the like filming of the reunion for season 3. Like every other day, Whitney, or maybe not every other day, but like at least once a week, Whitney is like flying somewhere else with her day off for like Dancing with the Stars. She is at her max of like chaos life and like trying to make it all work. And that's who I am too. Like I fill my schedule way too much and then I'm like freaking out because how do you make it all work? And you feel so bad. I can't imagine then also having to fit in kids who you love and like the guilt that like society places on you for that, because Whitney is trying to ride this wave. I think her and Connor are very realistic of like the most that we can do, like we should, and like he will support her through that, but like that's taxing.
And Whitney was mom shamed by the devil himself, Nick Viall. So
I can't wait to talk about him later because
Nick. Anyway,
you're gonna lose it with something I have to tell you.
We're gonna keep going. But then on the flip side, Jen and Zach talk. And Jen is very tired at this dinner they go to. Like, she cannot keep her eyes open. I felt bad for her.
Because Zach was like, I didn't know it would be this much. My guy, I'm not even in the entertainment industry. And I know that Dancing with the Stars takes up all of your life. Like, how did you not know?
That's why there's so many divorces after Dancing with the Stars.
They're practicing what, like 8 hours a day?
More. A lot of the times, they're there. Well, not only they practice, let's just say 5 out of those days, 4 out of those days for like 10 hours. And then on the day of show, and the day before, you have to do dress rehearsals, you have to block,
camera blocking,
you have to be there for makeup and hair. And then you do the performance. And then after you have like press, and you have to stick around. And then like the next day, people have to go to do interviews. Like,
and now it's worse with all the like TikTok-ification of it. Like they're filming all these other like promo videos basically constantly round the clock trying to promote this show in themselves.
So Jen and Zach go out to dinner and Zach's like, hey, this is a lot. And Jen's like, no, I know it is a lot. And like,
because she's done
I'm dying and I feel guilty and like all this stuff. And Zach's like, yeah, me too. And I was like, what is
He's
what
like,
is
it would be really nice if you were home more. Like he is guilting her for her schedule.
Terrible. Hate him. Let's just finish off the LA group though. Yeah, Jen gets exile, or she gets voted off Dancing with the Stars. See ya, bitch.
Well, before that happens, they have the title shoot conversation.
Oh, right. That's before. Zach finds out from Connor that Whitney booked Chicago on Broadway, which, don't believe Jen, the show is in New York. It's not in Chicago. It's just called Chicago. So Zach tells...
That was actually such a funny mix-up.
I was like, she's so like dense, dude.
I love it.
So Zach tells Jen, to which Jen shames Whitney for it. If she can't be the star of Mom Talk, she'll just be the star of a musical.
Which that's so weird because like what? I do believe that anything that the Mom Talk does, any person does lift up the whole group. Like 100%. Having attention and proximity to somebody on Broadway helps your own dreams.
Because where's Whitney from? Mom Talk. And then everyone goes to look at these ladies. So then they go to the title shoot and Whitney and Jen are in a trailer and Whitney's like, hey, I want to tell you, I got Chicago. And Jen's like, oh my God, I knew. Zach told me.
What a weird thing to say. Like, because if you and I had news like that where you told me, I would kind of want to hear it from you. So I wouldn't tell you that I knew. So when you would tell me, I would be so excited. I would be like, that's so amazing. Like, I'm so happy for you. And then I would say, I did find out from Zach, but I wanted to hear it from you.
Yeah, you could easily be like, oh my God, I'm so happy you finally told me. I didn't know if I like should come to you or not. Yeah. But I'm so excited for you. Like, I've been holding on to this. Like, I didn't know if you wanted people to know.
Be my first thing of Zach already told me.
Yeah, I would be like, I don't know if people like, if you wanted people to know. So I didn't want to like get Zach or Connor in trouble, but like, I'm so happy for you. Yeah. And so that sits weird with Whitney. And so she says to Jen, she's like, it's weird that you didn't text me or like congratulate me. Basically didn't congratulate me now.
Didn't you tell me
what the fuck? And Jen's basically like, because you're not a good friend to me. And Whitney's like, pause. I thought we were becoming I thought we were working through our issues. And Jen's like, well, you are friends with Demi. And Whitney's like, we've talked about that. We've talked about that. What are you talking about? We've talked about that.
We cleared that up when you moved to LA.
When you moved into my house. What do you mean we're not good friends? Hello?
Like, how are you calling back that issue that we cleared up at the start of, like, Dancing with the Stars, the start of Secret Lives of Mormon live season, and then we've had all of these moments, and you've never brought up that this is an issue to you?
Yeah, and so now you're, like, mad, and, like, Whitney says some stuff where it's like, if I don't fully support only you, like, I'm the enemy, to which, like, the other Mom Talk girls, because Jen's like, that's not true. Other girls, is that true? And Layla is like, or Miranda's like, no, honestly, like, I do feel like if I don't fully support you in everything, you're gonna, like, lose it
Yell
on
at
me.
Yeah.
And Whitney's getting rightfully angry, and she's like, this is crazy, Jen. This is absolutely insane. And Jen's like, do you see how you're yelling at me right now? This is not productive. And Jen's like, oh,
okay, yes, Whitney yelling, sure. Base of this argument stands, though. Like, yes, is her yelling at Jen not cool and her later apologizing for it? Great,
sure,
whatever. But you aren't even focusing. You're trying to divert the attention on why I'm upset with you, saying you're upset about the Demi thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm yelling. Like,
you're saying I'm a bad friend? That's where this is? So Whitney's rightfully fucking upset.
Jen says that Whitney only does stuff for the show. And, like, okay, let's talk about that then. Because you are both in LA. Again, we already talked about this. You need each other to film scenes. So that's a mutually beneficial thing in this transactional relationship. Anything that Jen could ever paint on Whitney for being transactional, either they both benefit from it or Jen is the sole beneficiary of it. So how is that a dig at Whitney?
And also, yes, Whitney did say she came back to get Dancing with the Stars. She did it. She's not lying. At least she's not Taylor going, I'll never sleep with Dakota again, and then doing it. Like, she said, this is why I came back, and I'm back. And all the ladies seem to have been like, okay, well, now that you're back, let's work on our relationships.
That's not a personal attack at Jen. Like, she
but
makes
Jen
it a personal
said
attack
she was trying to take it.
After my dream.
Trying to take it.
Oh my God, Sheena
say?
Shea.
You don't own my dream.
You don't own Dancing with the Stars.
She goes, anyone can go on Dancing with the fucking Stars. I was cracking up because I was like, yeah, bitch.
If they said there was only one slot only, and, like, Whitney got it and Jen didn't, I understand being bitter over that. Like,
yeah, but
yes,
they both
that's
got it.
Correct. That's why that argument is, like, null and
also,
void.
Jen, I hate to break it to you. You weren't going to go farther if Whitney wasn't on the show. You weren't that great.
No.
Sorry.
No, the delusion is crazy. Jen pisses me the fuck off in this
the enemy.
conversation.
Jen's the villain. Jen's the villain.
Because I really believe in every argument she's ever had, especially with Zach, that she decides how she feels and then she'll figure out things to, like, switch the narrative.
To back it up.
Yeah, like, because when she had her issues with Zach and she would tell the ladies about them, is she would retell things with a spin on it. Like, she never told Zach about the Chippendales idea. And so, like, the ladies try to confront her with that, and she weaponized that against them. And it's like, that's not how this works. You don't get to decide after the fact how you feel, and then to change the entire season we just spent filming, that now I'm all of a sudden a bad person. Because you can be transactional with Whitney out in LA, film scenes with her, and not be close. But you can't use that stuff against her then when you were showing up that way. Like, why is it okay for you to be transactional with her, but Whitney can't be transactional with you?
It's so crazy. Jen is actually insane for this. Because then Whitney sends her a voice note and apologizes for yelling. When they're back in LA. Privately, she apologizes to Jen, which Jen plays in her interview and is basically like, it's fake. It's a fake apology.
I'm sorry. If you're doing something privately and you had no plans to put it out publicly, I find that endearing. Because then Whitney also tries to set up a time to apologize to her on camera, which I think is the way you do. If you are on a TV show with someone, you need to apologize privately. And because it was a public thing on the show, you also have to do it on the show. Both. And that doesn't null and void it. But I do think it is sincere if you are privately apologizing as well.
Agreed. You have to do both. So then Whitney is sitting, waiting for Jen to appear at the public apology she's going to give.
Jen got kicked off that week.
Oh yeah, Jen's gone. So Whitney's like, hey, before you leave, can I apologize in person? Jen must say yes, because Whitney's waiting at a table and Zach fucking shows up. And Zach's like, I'm not afraid of Whitney. And I'm like, are you going to fight a girl?
I was like, that's weird. That's weird behavior, Zach. What are you doing?
So he shows up and you can immediately tell Whitney feels so uncomfortable. Because this is also a group of women who cannot be alone with men who are not their husbands. Like, this is like not
I always find it super weird on Housewives when a husband gets involved with a wife's fault. I understand.
Agree.
If Whitney made comments about Zach is involved. This
Sure.
is not about Zach, though.
Nope.
And so Zach sits down and says, Jen's exhausted and, like, overwhelmed after getting kicked off. Then cancel this meeting. We do not need to have this meeting.
I'm exhausted. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And Zach's like, look, you're basically fake and a fraud and none of your apologies are real and whatever. And Whitney's like, what are you fucking talking about?
He's so dismissive. They are so dismissive about Whitney's feelings and, like, anything she ever does.
I found the rudest thing when Zach's like, well, yeah, Jen's like really exhausted. And she's like, I'm mentally exhausted. We're all like mentally ill at this point. He goes, yeah, I can tell. I was like,
oh my God.
You're
or when
insane.
He asked her, like, if you got kicked off, would you have voted for Jen? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, I don't believe you. And it's like, why did you ask the question then? You could have just said, I don't think that you would do X, Y, Z. Like, he tries to, like, goat her into saying something where he knows will make her look like the villain. And when she doesn't do it, he tries to then circle it back to make her the villain.
So the conversation gets nowhere because Whitney basically says, I apologize, and you guys aren't willing to accept it. Well, Jen isn't, because I don't know why she's apologizing to fucking Zach. And Zach's like, because it's not real. And Whitney's like, well, then, like,
Take it or leave it.
What the fuck?
I can't do anything then.
And she leaves in, like, close to tears, which I was like, my heart.
The apology wasn't for what the argument was about. It was about yelling at her, which is like,
yelling.
I think Whitney is sincere about being like, I'm sorry, my emotions got the best of me and I was screaming at you.
She had to self-regulate and realize and apologize.
And like, people mess up. Like, it's not nice to be yelled at. Absolutely. Like, was Whitney yelling at Jen a good thing?
Sure.
No, but
whatever.
Like, it happens.
Yeah, and she apologized. And she was hoping, I think,
screaming in her face. She was standing away from her being like, I'm so frustrated.
Yeah, she wasn't really, listen, I could yell at someone. That was like
light work.
I'm just yelling at the sky at this point. But yeah, so Whitney leaves in tears, calls Connor. Oh, I love my
This is
Connor.
The best. This is the best thing of the show.
And Connor's like, I'm going to rip Zach's head off his shoulders.
The way he's like, he loves to put down a woman. Like, that's crazy.
And he's like, that's not cool. And this is after Connor has hung out with Zach and tried to help him through this single dad, stay-at-home dadhood, which Connor said you should find a hobby like I have with close-up magic.
I know. Like the way the Levitts, again, even if it's transactional, like, the way that they have integrated their lives or like tried to live, because they are living very similar lives.
Yeah.
These people are the only people who understand what you're going through.
Yes.
And you act like they are doing nothing and ghosted you. Because one of Jen's thing is like, you never text me. Jen, do you ever text Whitney? You guys are both exhausted. You're rehearsing around the clock. You're doing this insanely physical activity. And then you both have this mom guilt, have families to still support emotionally, physically, financially. And you want her, while you're exhausted, to text you, which she actually did when Jen was sick and Jen ghosted her. And it's like, okay, so you're not willing to input anything that you're asking Whitney to do, but you want her to move mountains to show up for you?
They see each other at the studio. Why do they need to text separately?
Yeah.
And then poor Connor was like, hey, Zach, here's how you get through single dadhood. And then Zach, I think that's the biggest disrespect. If you, listen, I know like gender roles, I hate them too, but let's implement them for a hot second. Two dads struggling with breaking the norms. One of the dads helps out the other dad or tries to show support. Then that man goes and yells at this woman's this man's wife.
I would never speak to them again.
Connor should rip Zach's head off his face.
Yeah.
Or whatever he said, shoulders.
He always chooses to like stay out of the drama. He doesn't like people calling people names. Like whenever they filmed that reunion, like there was name calling from Brett to Zach and everybody was like, no, like that's not cool. Like whenever the girls in LA and the LA trip, like were shit talking to me, Connor literally was like, just
keep it nice.
Like we don't need a name call. And he's like, I'm stepping out of here. Like he is always neutral. Like he does not want to have an issue. Like even whenever Whitney and Mikayla were having issues, Mikayla said Connor was one of her favorite dads. Like Connor does not get involved in the issues. So how do you come as a man, scream at his wife, and he's like, no, I'm getting involved. Like, fuck you.
That's so disrespectful, because now you have created a rift between Connor. Like, Zach created that rift. And if I was the rest of Dad Talk, I'd be like, that's bullshit, dude. It's bullshit that Zach did that.
Zach was so excited to go scream at a woman. I just know it. He was giddy.
He was hard the whole way there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so then that happened, which now Jen's the villain. Thank God. Again, we knew and we thought Zach and Jen aren't the villains.
It just makes me really sad for what Whitney was going through, because I understand an audience being upset when season 3 released that Whitney only wanted to be on Dancing with the Stars. Like, it is shitty.
I was pro that because I think we just hate women.
I agree, but I understand, like, the cycle of, like, the audience fandom. I can conceptualize it. So then, like, Whitney gets kicked off too, because of it. But to know that, like, Zach and Jen are yelling at her behind the scenes while she's dealing with the season 3-ness. People hated her on the Dancing with the Stars fandom. Like, there was all this controversy with her on that season. For then, like, Jen and Zach to know all of that and know, like, she is getting an insane amount of commentary for her dancing and for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And now they want to, like, put more on her plate is so rude.
I'm so happy I never hated Whitney. I'm so happy.
I disliked her that first season, and I think rightfully so, but I think she has grown out of her issues and learned how to handle things amongst the TV show.
In season 3, we didn't hate her. Because
yes.
Hell yeah. Well, 2 things that we're going to mention. Layla has an eating disorder that she opens up about, or an addiction to GLP-1s, which we don't really pay that much attention to, which pissed me off because this was a storyline. Like, I was like, oh my God, let's discuss this. GLP-1s are very trendy right now. They're a hot topic. Yeah. Let's discuss it. This is someone who's really struggling with it. There was also a scene in the trailer of Mason telling Layla, like, to stop.
Oh my God.
Then we never saw
with
that.
The bottles? I thought I was, like, having a fever dream.
No, we never saw that in the show.
I get so pissed when they put shit in trailers and don't show it to me.
Yeah.
Like, I understand if you're going to use it as a flashback, not a full scene, but, like, yeah, I thought I was going crazy and I just, like, must have looked down during that scene and, like, was scrolling on my phone. But they didn't put it in?
No, it wasn't in the show.
I hate
it. It was just Layla opening up to Jesse and
Miranda.
Oh my God, Miranda about it. And then they went to patient therapy.
Yes.
Yeah, in the bathhouse or wherever the fuck they were.
Obviously, like, GLP-1s are a huge topic out there, like you said. Very great for, like, medical necessary reasons to, like, reduce diabetes and, like, overweight, like, patients, whatever.
Obesity, yeah.
Yeah. I think that they are being so glamorized in Hollywood and, like, in entertainment, and it's gross. And I don't like how Hulu is navigating this topic, because I watched the Love Thy Neighbor show with those, like, 4 sisters, and Brooks Nader was taking them heavily too, and they, like, made it like her sisters were concerned. Yeah, but, like, I'm like, why are we showing this like this? If she's doing this behind the scenes, I'd rather this just be cut from the storyline, because it's like her, like, getting so fucking sick, but she's like, I have to do this for a, like, shoot I have soon, and it's like, no. We are not advertising this as, like, to be a model in the industry. Well, they need to be taking these. It's gross.
It's pulling from, like, America's Next Top Model when they'd be like, I just have to starve myself and throw up for this shoot. And it was like, okay. And then all of us now have body dysmorphia, because now how fucked up is it that if I'm so hungover and then I puke, I go, oh my God, at least I'm skinny.
Because then it's teaching people what they need to do to be in the industry, especially with Layla not getting her modeling contract. She does feel the need to be on this in order to be a successful model. And that's a scary connection to have people make. And I'm happy, like, they did put Layla, like, going into, like, a facility, like, walking into a facility, talking about her options. But I wish we would have navigated that further.
Agreed. Because I think it is a real hot topic, and I think a lot of... Because at first Ozempic or, like, GLP-1s were only available to the rich, and now it's kind of available to everyone.
Pills even,
but it is quite addicting, and I think you have to look at the side effects and see how addicting it is. And also, like, just as people, like, for us and, like, our audience, just so everyone knows, if you are on a GLP-1, I'm not saying that's bad, but I am saying, like, it's person to person, and I think you really need to take it seriously. And also, this is a fad, right? Like, let's think about it. In the early 2000s, it was the heroin chic. Everyone was trying to get skinny. And then all of a sudden, they were like, now we're going to have fat asses and look hot. The idea is, once to the general public, everyone looks the same, Hollywood picks a new standard of beauty. So, like, this is the current standard of beauty. Everyone got their hands on a GLP-1. And now once everyone in the public looks the same way, Hollywood will change. There will be a new beauty standard. So just everyone know. But I think these are very serious things, and I think it does become addicting. And so I understand Layla's struggles, and I think, like, this is something that should have been explored, because we never even got, like, a resolution of, like, she's working on it. It's just, like, she walked into the patient facility.
Do. Yep. Yeah. It's scary, too. Like, who the fuck is that doctor? Who is that doctor prescribing the GLP-1s? Like, who the fuck is that? Like, revoke their medical license immediately.
Yeah, it's crazy insane. Okay, last thing we gotta talk about. So Taylor, she's about to go on The Bachelorette. And Dakota comes over the night... Oh, Meredith's triggered. Dakota comes over the night before, and he leaves the morning she's supposed to leave for The Bachelorette before Leanne and Taylor's sister gets there. So then Leanne and her sister, or Taylor's sister, show up, and Taylor will not get out of bed. She will not leave. She has such a headache. And Leanne and the Taylor sister, whose name escapes me, are like, what are we supposed to do?
It's just with an A.
Doesn't matter.
Aspen.
They're like, what are we supposed to do? Taylor's manager, the aunt, basically says, take the kids and go to LA, and Taylor will meet you there, hopefully. They go to the airport where Taylor's friends in mom talk are waiting to send her off, and Taylor's not there. And then Macy's like, well, or Jesse, one of them, is like, well, Dakota left this morning, which Leanne didn't know.
They have this conversation in front of Taylor's kids, and that really pissed me off, because those older two are like 6 and 8.
They can like figure it out, yeah.
I found that so gross that they were talking about Dakota spending the night. And I mean, they were at the house, but still, like, we don't take the kids away, someone. Like, this was unnecessary.
Yeah, but Leanne gets real mad. And Aspen gets pissed too. I haven't yet seen Aspen get pissed. But she's like, this is ridiculous. Like, why are we even fucking going to LA? Like, what is the point of this? Like, hello?
It's crazy because there's a lot of factors in this for Taylor. Like, obviously, legally, like, she has to go do this. She signed these contracts. She cannot back out on this without, like, a huge financial, I'm sure, like, penalty against her. Aspen and her mom taking her kids. And I'm someone who, like, I don't have kids. My sister has kids. And, like, I do a lot for my sister with her kids. My parents do a lot for my sister and her kids. And so the nonchalance of, like, I won't get out of bed, but you need to take my kids to LA so then I can enjoy my time with my kids while I'm filming this show, and you're altering your life to fit around me, which, like, of course, like, they're willing to do that. Like, this is a huge opportunity, a huge moment.
But Taylor's like taking it for granted. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no, like, consideration for all the things they are doing for her. Get your fucking ass up and get on this plane with your kids too. Why am I doing all this work?
Nobody wants to work anymore. Get your ass out of bed and go to work.
Like, what the fuck? Like, that would piss me off as the sister so much. Is like, you're not even saying, like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm unwell. Like, let's say she really is sick and, like, throwing up or something. Like, it's not even like, I'm sorry. It's like, she has an attitude too. Like, this entire moment. Like, we heard the audio of her
just leave
in the house. Like,
well, that's the other thing is the mom talk girls are like, what the fuck? Like, we've been here. So then they, again, no consideration. So they go to Taylor's house, and Leanne's like, break in if you have to. So they do, which is hilarious. And they're like, what do we do? We're already, like, here. So they knock on Taylor's door, and they're like, hey, we were at the airport. Like, what are you doing? And Taylor's like, I'm so sick. Why can't anyone just leave me the fuck alone? People keep showing up and expecting stuff of me. I can't even open my eyes. And they're like, no, your mom is, they're trying to say, like, your mom is on the way to LA with your kids, dude. Like, hello? And Taylor's like, oh my fucking God, just leave me alone. So then Jesse kind of loses it. Jesse's like, you know what? Fuck you, Taylor. I've been here for you. Like, and this is how you're going to speak to us. Fuck you. And then I think, like,
you force them to center you in their life. You have forced every person in your life to make you the center of their world. And now you're mad that they're, like, in your business? We didn't want to be here.
I didn't want to be here. And then someone else is like, Taylor, I hope you make it on the plane. And they just, like, leave. We do get her going to LA, if not already in LA. She catches a
flight later that day, which, like, good. Get up and go to LA.
But then she's FaceTiming Dakota, and he's like, save me a rose. And she's like, okay. And, like, whatever.
That was gross.
That was disgusting. And then that's how the show ends.
Which she goes and films Bachelorette from end of October to middle of December. And, like, that was chaotic in its own. Like, everybody worked overtime in a great way to like have her kids be out there for her. So like Dakota was working with her on custody issues to be able to like have their son go out there. But I do find it weird Dakota being like, save me a rose. And it's like, if you have no intention of like flying out to the Bachelorette and being on it, no. Like, this is where I fucking hate Dakota. Like, what are we doing? What's with these mind games?
He wants to live rent-free in our head during this whole season, so then she doesn't actually find anyone and can't make connections, and then he gets to, again, get her on his time. They both want each other on their own time. Like, but the timing can never align.
But they can't acknowledge that they're both doing it to each other, too. Like, they have to make the other one the perpetrator of everything, and it's like, you guys are both playing in these. You guys are both the victim and the abuser here.
You know what? We'll get to what's happening now. But I was like, watching this, I was like, I don't want to watch The Bachelorette, but I have to know if she acts like that on this show. And if the guys are like, yuck. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, this is crazy, dude. Like, I gotta go.
I was very concerned. And I kept, like, this entire season with the Taylor Dakota stuff, I kept, like, within myself being like, am I slut-shaming Taylor? Am I putting more blame on Taylor because she's a woman? Like, I was really...
Slut-shaming? No.
Well, like, because I was annoyed that she slept with Dakota the night before. Like, I find that so rude to the people who are, like, flying out to do this experience with you. Like, I would be pissed if I flew out for The Bachelor and, like, The Bachelor slept with someone the night before. And I was like, so, like, is it a double standard? Like, I do have this bias of, like, that we are an innately built with that, like, women are always wrong. So, like, there is a layer of that, but I also do not agree with most of her decisions this season anyways. I kept saying, like, if this were a guy, would I have the same energy? Probably not the same, like, level of upset. I hated how this led up. I felt like she was doing The Bachelorette for, like, the attention, which, like, I get it. I mean, every person on reality TV is doing this for attention in some regard. And, like, money, but, like, I don't think she wanted to find a partner. I don't believe she did. And, like, I find that annoying.
Can I tell you my theory? Because I have watched reality, like, dating shows where, like, there was a man who slept with his ex. Like, Love Island, there's men who sleep with their ex before they go on, and I think that's disgusting.
That. Yeah.
I will say, though, I think in the sense of, like, Taylor, do I have bias? I'm going to say yes because I'm a woman. So, in every scenario that there's, like, a heterosexual couple, I will always... like, expect more from the woman because that's who I'd befriend. That's who I would want in my life. That's who I side with immediately. So then when you do something to disappoint me, I'm like, no. Yeah. And I don't think men feel the same way because they don't expect things out of men because they already have this idea that, like, men can do whatever, no wrong, and, like, men are the best. But as women, I'm always like, even if it was my friend, I'd be like, don't do these things. Yeah. Like, in a heterosexual couple, if I see Taylor versus Dakota, even if Dakota was a good guy, I would still be like, but I'm friends with Taylor. You know, like, in my head, that's who I relate to. This is about mom talk. Like, I'm focused on the women. The men, I don't care if they, like, breathe or not, because I'm like, who cares? They're side characters in my life, and I center my life around women. Like, I am...
The conversations you're having more are about your friend and, like, what her actions are, because you're like, fuck you, I don't care about you.
Yeah, so if someone was like, The Bachelor slept with their ex the night before flying out, I'd be like, yuck, all these women should leave him. Like, and that's on me. I put it on the woman to be like, leave him.
That's a standard of, like, a person I don't want to be with if, like, that's the male lead. Yeah.
Yes. I'd be like, that's disgusting, you know? And, like, in this scenario, I'm like, she shouldn't have done that, but also the men should leave if they find that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because, like, I mean, the contestants going on will be told that they're not there for the right reasons if they had a boyfriend or somebody leading up to it. So, like, I would expect that same standard for the lead.
For the match, for the lead. Okay, let's really quick cover what's happening today.
Can I give you because I was going to be like, oh, spoilers, but, like, this isn't airing. So, like, what I found out from the Bachelorette stuff is,
oh my God.
So her fantasy suites, I don't think she was allowed to leave the U.S., really. Like, they didn't go to other countries. And I think this is two factors, is one, she's on probation, and two, her kids. Like, I don't think they're going to fly her kids all over the world anyways.
No, I don't think
but I think they did get special permission, because you have to, like, check in with your probation officer to leave for just the finale. So I believe they only left the U.S. for her, like, last final two, but her fantasy suites were in Utah, in Salt Lake City, which is, like, so weird. So they, like, had family visits with her family there. She did get engaged at the end to, I think the guy's name is Doug. Get engaged, like, December 20th, let's say. A month later, in middle to end of February, is when allegedly the, like, 200 phone calls night happened. And Doug had flown out to Utah. Taylor breaks up with him. And then on or around is when the 200 phone call night happens.
Okay,
and then a month later is whenever the alleged domestic violence incident with her choking Dakota out with a necklace.
All right, well, let's get into the incidents then. So 2023, we know, because it was the first season of this fucking show.
God.
There was a domestic violence issue with Dakota and Taylor. We saw the police body cam footage. Taylor was drunk. Dakota said Taylor was being volatile and abusive. In real time, broke headlines. Like, that was open.
Insane.
We were being invested. I don't know. It's very iffy on, like, what was happening. Like, was it reopened? Are we, like, investigating
That's
this?
not what's
like,
happening nowadays.
well, isn't that what originally broke headlines before the TMZ video? Like, that had come back up. Oh.
No, they're separate things. So in 2023, that incident happened.
Yes.
Then she settled it, starts probation, August 2023. Here in February 2026, she choked Dakota with a necklace. So they're being investigated for a completely separate
And the
incident.
2023 thing is coming up now.
Is surfacing because here's the thing. I asked my dad about this, about how evidence works in court. Like, can TMZ just go to the docket and get this evidence? And my dad said no. Like, you were handing the evidence over. Like, this video would have been on a thumb drive. You hand it to the judge. They settle with that case. And then usually the judge gives you back your evidence. So, like, Dakota has this thumb drive. Or honestly, it's like the state had, because that was a criminal case, not a civil case. But, so like that evidence, whatever. But Dakota has the original video. He's the one who took it. So somebody had to give this to TMZ. I'm not saying Dakota did, but somebody in his circle probably gave this to TMZ. TMZ will never give up the source. But TMZ did not get this from the court cases because these are separate incidences.
That I knew.
And he hadn't even filed his, like, order of protection type of stuff. And he couldn't have submitted this as the 2023 video as evidence for his order of protection.
I was unaware there was a second case. I just thought the first case was, like, making headlines.
No.
Okay, so there's a second case. Taylor then does press for The Bachelorette because it's literally airing. It's supposed to air, like, this week. It was supposed to air this week. And she's kind of saying, like, it's a legal matter. I can't talk about it, which is obviously true. But she's like, I just want to focus on my family. Then the video gets released by TMZ. And then, for those of us who watched it, it was very terrible. The biggest concern for me was that her child was there while all this was happening and, like, in the line of fire. And she just couldn't seem to separate her anger versus her child.
Yeah.
Then ABC announces a few hours later that they are pulling this season of The Bachelorette.
And you know what's gross?
What?
Is ABC knew. ABC knew. About this incident. I mean, everybody knew her child was there when the stool throwing was happening. And, like, her daughter got hit because there's, like, she had a giant welt. Like, this has been known for 3 years. The video just wasn't seen by the public. So it's like ABC is responding to everybody else being upset after seeing this video. So, like, I find that so gross of ABC. And I've also heard, this is a complete rumor. I have no idea if this actually happened. But I have seen people comment that ABC helped her with legal representation in the 2023 case. So, like, they most likely had some access to this evidence. So they would have seen the whole video too.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, ultimately it comes down to ABC, Hulu, Disney, ESPN. They're all owned by the same company.
Yeah.
But yeah, they knew. This isn't like news breaking for them. It was breaking for us that I will say, as like a society, we kind of just let it go. And then the video was released and people were angry and they're like, okay, I guess now we have to, like, pull it. If you knew that if this got out, it could be a problem, you were just hoping it wouldn't get out for ratings.
But also, let's be honest, like, they're pulling it because advertisers would have dropped out. Not because we as the public are mad. It's because advertisers don't want to be associated with this. Like, I forget what company, but like, a company had already dropped out of one advertising box thing that they'd put together for The Bachelorette. Like, more were going to drop. It's not because we're upset. It's because we're upset and advertisers don't want to be with that.
Very, very fair. Very fair. That's happening.
Well, did you see she has temporarily lost custody of Ever with Dakota, which I called my dad about this and I was like asking kind of how this stuff works. They will, out of abundance of caution, if there actually is really stuff happening, will take away her custody. It's not saying that she will not have custody in the future. Their court date is in April. So, like, in this interim period, she will have access to the child, but it will be like supervised visits for an hour or two, like twice a week. And then she will have to, like, gain back trust. Dakota will probably have primary custody of the child and she will have to, like, work back to probably 50-50.
Here's my thing. I think Dakota's terrible too, because Taylor Frankie Pauls other ex-husband, not other ex-husband, she was never married to Dakota, but you know what I mean, other baby daddy.
Ex-partner, yeah.
Tate Paul did not know about that original incident video. He saw how bad it was, and he went to go get temporary custody. But Dakota lived through it. He had that video for years, and he was just biding his time until like,
releasing
now I should get it
a few days in advance. That's gross.
You knew that you lived through this, and you still said, I'm not going to fight for temporary custody. But now that it's public, you're like, now I'll fight for temporary custody.
That's the thing, is he plays mind games and like drops things and does things very like timed. And I find that so fucking gross, because you're right. He didn't care. In the video, Dakota says like he cares and loves about her children. If you cared and loved about her children, Tate would have had that video. Like, yeah, you guys had a baby after the 2023 incident, which is crazy to me. You will never get me to understand how those two stay together after the chair incident. Like, I find that so gross.
If I was Tate, I'd go after Dakota too somehow. I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? This was crazy. And yeah, I just find that icky. And now there's also a rumor that like ABC is gonna sue Taylor Frankie Paul.
That will piss me off, actually, because
they knew
she will have more consequences than many other people in these exact same situations. Well, and I think she is a bad person. However, ABC, you did this. You knew who she was. Don't you dare go after her for that. Like, drop her season, absolutely. Maybe, like, get the money back that, like, you paid her for it, but that's it. Like, no. Like, we're not gonna sue her out the wazoo over this, because you were a part of this.
I saw someone be like, hey, since ESPN is under the same bracket, should we stop paying the NFL players who are involved in domestic violence?
Very good point.
Should we cut them from the screen? Should we cut all the other athletes? Like, they were like, we're just going to do this one woman, I guess?
Yeah. Listen to this. What I saw a video of this. Like, this is real. Nick Viall is the one who called Bachelor production and told them that they should put Taylor Frankie Paul in the season.
That's who they should sue. Not Taylor Frankie Paul. They should sue Nick Viall.
I mean, like, not
And
surprised.
I would love it. I would love it. Sue him for $100 million.
The way he, in that video, because it was like months ago, was like, and this is the best idea ever. Yeah, Nick, to you, you're so fucking weird and gross. You would think this is the best idea.
Cancel his new show on Netflix, everybody. Fuck him.
Oh, I'm not watching that. Whoever watches that is crazy. I don't understand how we're watching things about terrible people. Same with that MAGA show on Netflix. Like, why are we watching that? Out of, like, curiosity about these freaks?
I'm just anti Nick Viall. So like,
same.
Hey, this is terrible. He also, I love, set this up and then shamed Whitney for being a bad mom and being too busy, whereas Taylor Frankie Paul's about to go publicly date 30 men in front of her children. Not that that's bad. Date 30 men in front of your children. But like,
she's an abusive person.
The juxtaposition's crazy, you know, that you're like, she could do this, but Whitney can't do that.
Yeah.
I hate Nick Viall. So I'm pro have us sue Nick Viall for $100 million. ABC, let's do that.
No, ABC doesn't get to be like the victim here. Like, that's my big thing. They're not a victim of
They're
this.
not.
They're not a victim of Nick Viall. They're not a victim of Taylor Frankie Paul. They're not a victim to any of this. They are a co-conspirator of these abusers.
We all knew. Just a few other updates besides Taylor. Layla has said she's no longer on GLP-1s, which is great. Good. She's still recovering. Jesse and Jordan are getting divorced.
Hell yeah. But the way he's the one who announced it, said it to TMZ, he gave a whole quote, and then at the end goes, I just want privacy. No, you don't. You don't want 1 ounce of privacy.
Yuck. And in good news, Whitney is still on Chicago, but now when she walks out at the end of her shows, people are asking Connor to do close-up magic for them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also, so she broke the ticket sale record or something.
She broke this ticket record sale for Chicago because Chicago's been up forever. Everyone goes is on Chicago. And Connor gets to do close-up magic for all the fans.
I love it. You know what? And that's the real winners, you know?
Yeah. Love them. Love Miranda, love Layla, love Whitney and Connor. Those are my picks.
I think a lot more is going to come out about Taylor Frankie Paul, and it's going to be brutal.
Oh, season 5 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is on pause. Wait, I want to ask one question. Oh, go. You go first.
Mikayla moved to like California during this like break.
Yes, she has mold in her house.
I know.
Which was causing a lot of her health
just
issues.
The air in the, I don't really know what to call it, but like the trees, everything in Utah just seems to be working against her. Like, get out of that state.
And her and Jace are separated, but I think they still talk all the time.
Okay. I'm confused by their separation. We didn't talk about that in the season, but like...
It really wasn't a thing.
I know, but I think they're separated because she's trying to figure out her health things. Like, I don't think they're going to get divorced. If she can, like, figure out...
I don't think so either.
Health stuff, you know? Like, it's not a them thing. It's like, because, like, she needs to make these moves and not be tied to him, if that makes sense.
Yes, that, and I think, like, he just wants to give her space to, like, try to heal.
Yeah,
I think if she
without the
cannot,
pressure of a marriage.
Yeah, I think if she cannot get past her intimacy issues, he will look into divorce.
Yes.
But I think also she needs to solve her health issues before she, like, does her intimacy
100%
issues. So, like,
agree.
There's a lot happening. So she is in California now. Last thing, do we think there's going to be a season 4 reunion?
Oh, they already filmed it, I think. I think they already filmed it because they usually film it while they're filming season 5. And I bet that they started filming season 5 in, like, February.
So you think the reunion's already been filmed?
I think so.
Do you think it's going to be released?
We would hear in the next, like, week or two if there is a reunion. But here's the thing. If it is really chaotic and combative with Dakota and Taylor, I don't know if they're going to release that.
Think they'll re-edit it?
I don't know. Because apparently they cut out a lot of stuff of the season 3 reunion with Taylor and Dakota fighting because it had nothing to do with the storyline. Like, they were in the midst of, like, this season's chaos.
Ooh, yeah.
It would have already had to be filmed because they would release it, like, 2 to 3 weeks or 4 weeks after the season premiered. So, like, here in March, early April is when we would get it.
So, yeah, that happened. So crazy. From a TV standpoint, it was a very good season. The fallout is not great. It makes me feel very icky for watching this show.
Yeah, and I think it's done, to be honest.
I think so too.
It can't come back from this stuff.
No. Or Taylor Frankie Paul can no longer be on it. But everyone's mad at Hulu and ABC, so like...
I know. And, like, no offense to the other girlies, like, there hasn't been somebody else who can, like, step out and take that entirety of the, like, storylines and season and chaos. Yes.
Chaotic, for lack of a better word.
From a standpoint of, like, a show production, I don't think you can.
I think it should be.
Have the gaping hole of Taylor storyline because you don't have anybody else filling that.
Agreed. So we'll see what happens. But this whole thing makes me feel very icky at the end of the day.
Let's close the book.
So with that, great times. We'll be covering other shows that make us feel less icky in the future. But thank you for listening. Do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.